2.
Welcome.
LoveLine with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
Would you sleep with sick women?
I may be pregnant, but I'm still a man.
Spank the unruly ones.
It's indecent, it's vulgar, it's blasphemous.
I'm gonna ride you till you can't stand up.
Come on, let's go down.
All right, keep your shirt on.
LoveLine's meant for an adult audience. LoveLine may contain sexually oriented content. Listener discretion is advised. Here's LoveLine with Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla.
From wherever they came to this country. Tell us about that.
Well, today in the world, female circumcision is primarily practiced in Africa, around the central and eastern portions of the country, of the continent. Although it has spread as the world gets smaller, so to speak, and more people move. It has spread to other areas, but it's not really taken off. And in this country, as you said, we do have a problem with immigrants, and that's why in the last 2 years there have been various state and now federal laws passed against the practice. That is really ultimately not going to solve it, and we're up against the same challenge with female circumcision as we are with male, and that is if you do not inform people about what they're doing, really let them know what they're doing and get beyond the cultural myths and misinformation, they're going to continue it, and they'll do it in secret. They will find practitioners that support them. They'll do these things in basements.
How old is the average female circumcision performed? How old is the recipient of it?
It depends upon the cultural background, but usually it's not done at birth like we experience with male in this country. Usually it's between the ages of 4 and, say, 12 or 13.
All right. like that's not going to leave just a little bit of emotional scarring. Oh, for Christ's sake. And I know you don't like to work this angle, but I do. I'm sure you could make a very strong correlation between the screwed up countries and the ones that are into female circumcision. I'm sure if we went just down the chart, figure out what their gross national product was, and their infant mortality level was, and the disease level, and so on and so forth, we could make a direct correlation to the ones that did more female circumcision, because it's barbaric. And I know you're going to argue that the male one is barbaric too, but it's smart barbaric. It's not that kind of nutball voodoo ball barbaric. Now, what do they do for the female circumcision?
Female circumcision has about 4 different forms, unlike the male, which has a single form. Female circumcision can run anywhere from a true circumcision, because females do have foreskins, which are called clitoral hoods. It's the skin that covers the clitoris.
So that is the female equivalent to the foreskin.
Exactly. It's exactly equivalent. It's biologically the same. And you can remove that and you have a true female circumcision. Unfortunately, in the world, that's rarely done. And usually more extreme forms take place, such as the next stage would be removing the glands or the head of the clitoris, because the clitoris has a head like the penis does. Or after that, you go to the next stage, remove the entire clitoris.
I got to chime in and say my vagina hurts. I mean, I don't even have one, and I'm feeling pain down there. Drew?
I'm just thinking, Ann and I watched a video of that. I saw the look on her face. She was recalling that video, and she was telling everybody in the other room about it. It was they basically took an 8-year-old girl, was she about 6 years old? 6 or 8-year-old girl, and threw her down on the kitchen table and just took a knife to her.
Oh,
absolutely nothing. No anesthesia or anything.
All right, with the male circumcision, they claim there's a hygiene factor and a couple of other factors to sort of rationalize doing it. What do they claim with the female circumcision?
Let's make this clear tonight. It's the most important message your listeners could get. And that is, no matter where in the world you are, and whether you're talking about the male or the female practice, there is one thing that's consistent, and that is the practitioners believe the same things. It's done for religious reasons, it's done for social reasons, it's done for hygiene reasons, it's done for family reasons, etc. There is no difference. People who circumcise their children, whether they're male or female, and to what degree they do it, and no matter where they are in the world, do it for the same reasons. And that's why we identify cultures that circumcise and those that don't, because really we're dealing with a world problem here. And you don't be fooled by the skin color of the people doing it. Don't be fooled by the gender that they're doing it on. The fact of the matter is, you go to Africa and you talk to them, and they'll sit there and tell you about how filthy the female body is. And if a woman who hasn't been circumcised has a baby, when the baby comes out of the birth canal, if it even contacts the clitoris or the skin tissue that needed to be removed for circumcision, the baby's going to have birth defects. It goes on and on. Or they'll cite religious reasons, in many cases in Islam. The bottom line is there is a definite pattern in the world, and that is people who circumcise their children do it for the same reasons.
Okay. And is there any other form of female genital mutilation that goes on beside what they do with the clitoral hood or the tip of the clitoris?
Yeah, 2 other degrees. It only gets worse, unfortunately. And that is, the next degree would be, after removal of the clitoris, it would be removal of the labia, either in part or in whole. And then the final stage would be...
Sewing it shut and sewing on a penis?
Would be sewing it shut, oftentimes with things like thorns, and just leaving a small passage so that urine and menstrual fluid can pass.
So it's like just draining for irrigation at that point. Drew, have you heard of this?
Yeah, New England Journal of Medicine published an article about a year and a half ago reviewing the different forms and what you should do if you encounter them, how to treat them. And the single most amazing thing about that article was that most of these women retained their normal sexual functioning.
How do you maintain that, though, if you have no opening?
It has to be surgically reopened.
If you take the vagina and sew it closed as if you were suturing a wound, will it just fuse together?
Yes, it will fuse. But I'd like to add something to what Dr. Drew said, and that is...
What about if we sew Drew's ass shut? How long would that take before the crack completely disappeared?
That's a different movement, Adam.
That's a good look.
I'd like to add one...
It's a different movement. I think that's number 2.
One thing added to what Dr. Drew said, and that is, we are only beginning to understand the effects on the women who undergo these extreme practices. The fact of the matter is, Drew, that the reports like you're reading are really in some way superficial. It's based upon the fact that these women claim, and I fervently believe in most cases, that they're just fine, that they're just normal. And that's the effect, again, of growing up in a circumcised society.
What do they have to compare it to, I guess, is the question.
Right.
I mean, how do you know what normal sexual function is if all you can get is a silly straw in your vagina? Although it would be good for me.
But I don't remember how they collected the data, but they were going in to show, that their intent was to show how badly traumatized women or how terrible their functioning was affected. And they found it.
Got to use a pipe cleaner for...
I forget exactly how they tried. But.
All right, wait a minute, Drew.
Yeah.
We got. What'd
she say? We didn't hear.
I said pipe cleaner. You didn't hear, but producer Ann said you got to use a pipe cleaner for a tampon.
So I thought you were referring to.
All right, please, Steve. We have to cut you and your new foreskin loose in just a couple of seconds here. And I know there was something you wanted to present to us. If it's a jar, if it's a mason jar with formaldehyde and a foreskin in it, I'm going to lean over the console and punch you. And I might hit your foreskin with a good uppercut, too.
Okay, let me run with the remaining time. I wanted to say thank you for the opportunity to discuss this issue tonight on your show. And there's some other people in the movement who wanted to say thank you to you as well. Number one, the publisher of this book, The Joy of Uncircumcising, and it's important for anyone out there to know about it, especially males. If you want to know about male circumcision, why it's done, its history, its effects on you, and if you possibly want to investigate how you can have it reversed, this is a book you'll find in many bookstores.
May I have this book? I will peruse it.
These are for you. The Joy of Uncircumcising.
Are there pictures in here?
Absolutely.
Sure.
Oh, that's fantastic.
The next book is one that I think Dr. Drew will love. The next book is called Prisoners of Ritual. And this is a fantastic book on female circumcision. And this was a sexologist's 4-year trek through Africa, and these are all her case notes firsthand.
Fantastic.
And I thought
Thank
you would love that. One last thing. You're in the rock business. Everybody loves giveaways. Adam, we brought you a T-shirt. This is from the National Organization of Circumcision Information Resource Centers, the national office. You have a T-shirt.
Once he puts it on, he never takes these things off. Oh,
It's an anti-circumcision shirt. It says circumcision and has the universal slash through it, but it's just big enough for the penis.
Actually, it's very important. It's not truly an anti-circumcision shirt. This is for babies in hospitals because in this country, still today, one of the most common problems getting it through the thick-headed doctors, unfortunately, in this country, is when you say no to circumcision for your baby, still many babies get circumcised by accident. So we always recommend you're in the hospital, put this on your baby when they're in the ward, and it says no circ, and you can be sure that they won't get circumcised.
All right. I'd like some underwear with that in case I get in a car accident and brought it and they decide to do a little extra work on me. Steve Miso, thank you very much. You've made a career out of foreskins, and God bless you. I would move on to recycling and other problems of the world, but you're fighting the cause, and keep it going, brother. And if you need me to do any kind of public speaking or perhaps cut a PSA, hi, celebrity, actor, comedian, and talk show radio host Adam Carolla here to talk about foreskins. If you need me to cut a thing for the organization, I'm all yours. As long as there's some bread in it. All right. Amanda de Cadenet will be in here in just a few minutes, and we'll be back.
Here's LoveLine before deworming. Here's LoveLine after getting fixed. Here's LoveLine chewing out its stitches. Here's LoveLine dragging its butt across the carpet. Bad LoveLine. Bad LoveLine. LoveLine has been bad, and we'll be right back.
Radio that keeps you up at night. It's LoveLine, only on WEBN.
Foreskin. Who will come out alive? Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew. The show's LoveLine. All right, Drew.
yeah.
I'm going to give you a note right now. Take your chair and lift it up like 3 inches, because whenever the closer Drew's ass gets to the ground, the closer his brain gets to the comatose state.
All
right, sit up.
I'm feeling okay. I'm all right.
Get going on the show.
I'm all right.
Okay.
Well, I didn't want to, we had a person with a medical orientation I didn't want to step on.
No, but I thought you guys were going to lock antlers a little bit here, but you just sort of...
I didn't know you wanted me to. I was trying... No.
Okay.
No.
And not a criticism, just an observation.
No, I don't object to his point of view. He's saying be rational. I was just telling him this. And I am all for people trying to be rational. I really am. I don't care what the topic is. If you're trying to figure out what the truth is, I'm all for it. Okay. I'm not going to lock antlers with somebody who's trying to figure out the truth.
Okay. Amanda de Cadenet's here. Amanda's from England, and I'm guessing nothing's been done to your vagina, right?
Not last time I looked, no.
No, okay.
Apart from having a child, if you can definitely count that one.
Yeah, you didn't have a C-section?
No, very lucky.
Came right down, huh?
Au naturel.
How much did the child weigh?
6 pounds, 12 ounces.
So it's a good size child.
Exactly.
How long were you in labor?
9 hours.
Oof.
It wasn't too bad, actually.
That's about average, isn't it?
Yeah, but still 9 hours.
It is the most painful thing on the planet, for sure. Bar none.
Did you get any sort of anesthetic or anything?
Yeah, the last 2 hours I did, because I was completely unprepared. I just didn't know I was going to be giving birth as early as I was, and I hadn't done any breathing classes or whatever you're supposed to do. So I just went into the hospital, and they said, "You're in labor." And
when did you figure you're going to take the breathing classes?
Well, I didn't think about it, and we don't really have all that stuff in England, believe it or not. We're not like big on it,
Yeah.
And so I just figured,
a woman will have a kid while she's stirring a kettle of broth,
casserole,
and just right there in the thing.
But it is the most natural thing. I mean, you figure you're going to know what to do.
I was talking to somebody the other day, and talking about people's expectations about aging and disease and whatnot. And before the turn of the century, most women expected to die in childbirth. More than 50% of women their cause of death would be childbirth. And in this country, again, at the turn of the century, more than half of all families would lose at least one child before the age of 4.
There you go. If you have expectations, you're generally let down.
We need to do something to turn it back toward those times. I don't mean to sound misogynistic, but we're screwing up Darwin's theory here.
Why?
I mean, well, everyone's living.
Kids
are coming out. Kids are coming out as zygotes. We're putting them into incubators, and they're having full, long lives. Now, this sounds like a good idea, individually, but if you take it over the course of the entire planet, where everyone's making it these days, then what you have is overpopulation.
Sure, but if it was your child, I don't know how you'd feel about it. Maybe you would. Maybe you'd feel like that about it. Oh, well.
No, I don't think so. I don't think that's an inhuman
I'm not
instinct.
talking about my child.
Yeah.
Anyone else's but yours?
Well, me and like some of my celebrity friends.
Oh, okay. All right.
And Drew, just because I know he'd have a puss on in here, and that would hurt the show. All right, let's talk about acting.
All right.
For just one moment.
All right.
And no, I don't want to talk about acting for a second. I want to talk about your accent, because is there like a province of New York that's in England somewhere? Is there a borough out there?
You know what?
Where did you get this accent?
I got it from, I'm doing a film right now where I have to have an American accent, so it's just kind of bled into my normal one, so it's a little bit
can
bizarre.
You get back to the English part?
You want me to talk English?
Yeah.
Is this better for you? Do you feel more comfortable now?
It's real. Yes, I do.
Yeah, you like that? All
yes.
right, I'll speak with my English accent.
It is. My old stripper girlfriend who came from Hounslow.
Hounslow. That's
yes.
right by the airport.
That's what everyone said. I took that as a bad sign.
Yeah. You got her on the way out or the way in?
I guess it's, I got her on the way back. Actually, I sort of sent her.
You did? As you do.
Yeah. Believe me, you think we have a problem with the immigration in this country? Let me start dating the immigrant. Well, I'll get a one-way ticket right back there. But no, she's in Hounslow now, and she besides being a stripper, she had that great English accent, and it really...
So you're rather partial to it?
I was, yeah.
You were, past tense.
Right. That.
Then I'll start talking American again.
No. Please. I'll restrain myself if you keep the English dialect going.
I promise.
All right. The movie, now, you did 4 Rooms.
That's right.
And that was that thing. Didn't Quentin Tarantino direct
he directed one segment. There were 4 directors. Allison Anders actually directed my segment.
And that was the movie... Wait a minute. Now I'm thinking about The Bellhop, which is another movie.
No, well, Tim Roth plays a bellboy who... It's New Year's Eve, and it's a hotel that's based on the Chateau Marmont, which is a hotel in Hollywood.
Right.
And
that's where John Belushi died, right?
Yeah, I believe so. And so anyway, that was 4 rooms, and 4 directors, Robert Rodriguez, Alex Rockwell, Quentin Tarantino, and Allison Anders, all directed a segment. And I was in one of the rooms with a great cast of women.
Right, where you guys were like witches?
Yeah, they were witches trying to resurrect the goddess, which was I, and I had been turned into a rock. And so I spent half the movie as a rock, and then at the end I come back to life.
Well, that's...
Good bit of acting there.
Yeah, you got range when you can play minerals.
Exactly.
But the latest effort is Fall, and then you have The Hunger coming out on Showtime, I guess, a little later on.
Yeah, that's later on in the summer.
Now, The Fall came out last Friday.
That's right.
And how wide a release is this film?
It's not a huge release. It's in New York and in L.A. mainly, and then they open it in these cities and see how it does.
Right.
So we don't know how it's done yet because it just came out. But I think, from what I've heard, it's doing okay.
Is it a dark comedy or
it's a
drama?
love story. I mean, it's kind of sad. It's about it's unrequited love. People that fall in love and for whatever reasons can't be together, which we can all relate to.
Sure.
Most of us.
Any nudity in this?
Hate to tell you, but there really isn't. There's like one part of my breast.
Which
the left one.
Which part of the left? The side? Or?
The side. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, you probably won't want to go see it now, right?
Well, it may be a rental, but I'll go see it. Who knows? There may be dialogue or something in it, too. They're talking and everything?
Oh, yeah, there's talking.
Oh,
you might like the talking stuff.
All right, I like hearing people talk.
All right.
Emily, 14. I don't like to mix my breast with my talking, though. I usually have the sound down at home. Emily.
Hi.
Hey.
Okay, I have a friend I'm really worried about because she's really depressed and she's terrified of her dad. So I'm wondering, me and another friend are thinking maybe her dad has abused her in the past.
Like physically?
Yeah. I mean, we know he mentally abuses her.
Well, that's enough. I mean, so she's being abused.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't really matter to you what quality of abuse is going on.
sorry?
It really isn't important to you what quality of abuse. She's being abused.
Yeah, but if you're being mentally abused, you can't really turn the guy in.
Oh, are you thinking about reporting this?
But if you're being physically or sexually abused, you can't.
If you're thinking about reporting it, report it.
Well, I don't know. I mean, she's terrified of him, but...
What's going on over there, Emily? Is someone trying to wrestle the phone away from you?
No. Hang on a second.
All right, hold on. All right. Listen, if you call the show, make sure you're holding the phone. You have a firm grasp on the phone with your good hand. We'll get back to Emily. It's a serious call, but I don't want to be like jockeyed around where I hold on and just flop around the phone. Lindsay.
Hi.
Hey, you're 16.
Yeah. I just have a question. Me and my boyfriend have been trying different ways of having sex. You know, to try and make it better or more pleasurable.
Mm-hmm. For whom?
What?
For whom?
Yeah.
For whom?
Yeah.
For you or for him?
For both of us.
Uh-huh.
And, we started having anal sex.
Mm-hmm. That was your idea?
Yes.
It was?
Yes, and he's not circumcised, and I've been with other guys who have been, and I was just wondering, it was more pleasurable without being circumcised. And I was wondering if there's any difficulties that could arise from him not being circumcised.
Did you say it was more pleasurable?
Yes.
For you?
For me.
No problems.
There's no
He should be wearing a condom anyway.
Right.
Is he wearing a condom?
No.
Okay.
That's your mistake. Right? He can get infections that way, and certainly he can transmit things to you very effectively.
And it would seem like, I don't want to get too graphic here, but I think everyone, if you close your eyes, you're sort of picturing the same thing I'm picturing, which is with the foreskin attached, perhaps there's an extra place for stuff to hide. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Little nooks and crannies.
But
the crannies.
The greater question here is, Lindsay's 16.
Lindsay.
Yes.
You brought up anal sex to your boyfriend.
Well, it was kind of a mutual thing.
Oh, I see. Well, just a second ago, you said it was your idea.
Well, it was, but it was his idea too. It was kind of a mutual thing. I mean, I've done it before, and I was just wanting to experiment with the uncircumcised.
How old were you when you lost your virginity?
I was 15.
Mm-hmm. Any problems in the past, Lindsay?
No, none.
No, everything's good.
Right.
Okay. All right, listen.
Why can't I accept that?
I don't know. Well, she lost her virginity at 15 and got into a little early experimentation. Where's Daddy?
He's home.
Mm-hmm.
He's a good father.
You like him okay?
Yeah.
All right, don't tell him about this.
I won't.
He'll swallow his pipe.
Oh, yeah, I know.
All right, Lindsay, have him wear a condom, would you?
Okay.
If you're ever gonna wear a condom, I think this is the time.
Absolutely.
Okay. And he can't. I mean, it's really bad. He could get a lot of infections from that, just for cleansing reasons.
He could, but more importantly, for you to worry about, you could.
I mean,
it's really easy.
If he
disease is transmitted that way.
Right.
Yeah,
and for a man, he can get urine infections, urethral infections, that sort of thing, and it has nothing to do with his circumcision or lack of circumcision.
It's really, I'm not into the butt love. Amanda, I don't want to speak for you, but...
I don't want to speak for me either.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, enough said. All right, it's going to be a good night. Should have kicked that circumcised guy out about 15 minutes earlier. All right, I'm not a big fan of it, but I understand those who are, and I think it's more of a deviant, naughty thing than it is a physical pleasure thing. But
well, at least they're having like open conversations with each other about what
go back to the English. Go back to the English.
Right, how to improve their sex life.
There you go. All right, we'll be back with more of the naughty Amanda and her foul English tongue.
Bernie, the world's fastest drummer for LoveLine.
Too high.
When I'm not drumming up a storm. What was the rest of it? LoveLine will be right back. If it's not, sue me or something.
Dr. Drew and Amanda Cadenet. Amanda is, let me just run. Amanda was married to John, what the hell? Taylor. John Taylor, that's right. Good friend. From,
yeah, your coffee drinking buddy.
We know John fairly well from the show, and he's a sweetheart of a guy. And Amanda was married to him for, I guess, some years. You have a child, right?
That's right. 7 years. I was married to him.
And you moved on. Did he meet you because you're hosting that show in England for all that time, and he just saw you on the TV?
No, I met him before then. He saw a photograph of me in a newspaper and that was clipped up on the wall in the studio and wanted to meet me.
Did you catch
hold on.
that nuance in language? Oh, sorry.
Sorry, that's right. I've got to keep it English.
No, but she said SAR.
Wait a minute.
Saw.
One second. Something I'm being negligent. I forgot we got to go to our 10-second break, and then we'll be right back in 10 seconds and finish this conversation up.
This is LoveLine on
Radio Station.
WEBN Cincinnati.
All right, back with Amanda Cadenet, and Fall is the name of her movie that was came out last Friday. It's in the bigger cities and smaller theaters in bigger cities,
That's right.
hopefully it'll get into bigger theaters and smaller cities if all goes well. And The Hunger coming out it's summer on HBO, or toward the end of the summer,
That's
I guess.
right.
And back to John Taylor. So he saw a picture of you and just said, "I'm in Duran Duran. I'll go get her."
Well, I didn't know that's what was happening because my friend just invited me to go and see a play, and she in fact liked John, and I had no idea that I had been invited to the play because he wanted to meet me. I just went with my friend because she had liked John, and I ended up meeting him. So.
And you were how old?
I was 17.
And it was love at first sight?
Yeah, it was actually.
And
lasted quite a while, quite a few years.
Yeah.
Love.
Yeah, and you have, I'm sure, a beautiful 5-year-old.
Yeah, she's very sweet.
She's got to be good looking. Even
cute.
if you were ugly skin, John is good enough looking just to make
exactly.
the kid
His
good looking.
genes alone will make a pretty kid.
Yeah. I should get involved with the Taylor family and balance things out just a little bit.
You keep away from my daughter when she's a little older.
Let me do some math here. Oh, yeah, no. If I start the band now.
Exactly. You got to be a boy in a band.
All right. Yeah, but you're not going to let her go out with any floozy band members.
What am I going to be able to do?
Well,
as long as I haven't been out with them, I don't really have a leg to stand on.
Yeah, I know, but you're going to have to instill sensibilities into the child. This is true.
I attempt, but her dad does what he does for a job, so obviously she's going to be drawn to that.
Right.
Oh, she may reject it.
She may do. She could go the other way.
Right.
Now, would you care
I'm
if
hoping.
My wife and I thought we'd get tattoos when our kids turn around 13.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah, then,
reverse psychology.
Idiots.
Guess who just got his tongue pierced for the 3rd time? Drew, yes. Yes,
whatever it takes.
Your kids would be completely repulsed. I mean, there's just no possible way they would go out and get their nose pierced if you came home with nose piercings.
That's right.
That would be a funny
we thought this out.
Yeah, we really have.
We've already picked out the tats.
What am I going to do when she's old? I already have a tattoo and a piercing, so I don't know what I'm going to do when she's older.
What's your tat of?
It's her name, actually, Atlanta.
Oh, well, that's nice. You can't...
Apart from she said that I should have had it on her, I should have had it tattooed on my forehead.
She would have had eating disorder if you did that.
Exactly.
Last night I came up with an idea, which was the teenage and adolescent reverse psychology Bible.
Oh, yeah.
This is a Bible that says, thou shalt smoke. Thou shalt covet your neighbor's wife. Thou shalt do everything
unto others that you do not want.
Screw everyone, it'll say right at the top. And then they'll read this thing and they'll go, I'm confused. I'd like to do it, but this is the Bible. And we'll have it on cassette and we'll dig up Lorne Green and he can narrate or something. And we'll force it up the kids' tuchus. And through the wonder of reverse psychology, we'll straighten them out. So
patent it.
Between the clip-on nose rings, the iron-on tattoos, and the reverse psychology Bible, we'll put it all in the kit and you can turn your kids around.
And you'd never have to do love lines again.
Genius. All right, we'd all be out of work. Oh, wait a minute, Drew. When I tell you about Emily? Emily?
Hi.
Hi, you're 14.
Yes.
Now, your problem is...
Your friend is terrified of her dad. You've witnessed him abusing her verbally, emotionally.
Yeah. Well, she talks about it a lot.
Like, what does he do?
Well, he has no trust in her at all. she's not allowed to do anything, and he tells her, like, he makes her do, like, so many chores. He's a perfectionist.
All right, but that's not...
He doesn't approve of anything.
So far, no abuse.
That's just Amish. That's not being an abuse.
Well, generally, if someone doesn't trust someone else, it's because they're not trustworthy.
Right. Yeah, I mean, everyone does that. I mean, it's projection, but it's certainly not grounds to call people in and say he's being abusive. Have you ever seen any marks on her or anything?
No.
When we say she's terrified of her, you mean she's terrified to violate his rules?
Yeah, she can't, like, speak her thoughts or anything in front of him.
Because, well, like, give us an example of what she's afraid to tell him.
I mean, she can't disagree with anything he says.
Or what happens?
I guess he'll get really mad at her. I haven't...
You haven't seen this. How does he seem to you?
She talks about... What?
How does he seem to you? How does their relationship seem to you?
Well, I mean, I can tell being around them that, it's kind of tense, but he seems friendly.
All right. He's just, she's 14. It's the 90s. He reads the paper and watches the news, and he's laying down the law.
She has, like, a lot of family problems, though.
Like what?
Her mother is really sick, and, I mean, she's, like, constantly worried that her mother's going through shock treatment.
Oh, so mom's depressed.
Mm-hmm.
For depression?
Yeah, but listen, Emily,
for depression, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Look, your friend is disturbed right now. She's got a lot of heavy issues on her plate. If you want to help her, don't encourage her to violate the rules that her father is trying to put down. Encourage her to get some help for herself. Talk to the doctors who are taking care of the mom. Get her involved in some kind of family treatment. So there's an opportunity to treat the whole family here. The mom is the identified patient, obviously the one getting the more aggressive treatments, but something is more significant, something more generally is going on in that family, and give them an opportunity to get some help. Don't try to...
Just be her friend.
Yeah, be supportive, be an ear, listen to her,
Right.
but don't try to change things.
Okay. Nick, 17.
Hey, Adam.
Hey.
Drew.
Yeah.
I would just like to thank you so much for all the advice and everything you've given to everybody. You have significantly changed my attitude toward life.
Oh, wow. Thanks, Nick.
All right, but
what happened?
Here he's going to drop the bomb now.
Yeah.
He got busted in the airport because he had a kilo of heroin in his ass, and he wants to know... Yes, Nick?
No, I don't have a problem.
That's it?
Well, and I have a new word for you, Adam.
Okay.
A little present. Recoculus and coctionary?
Yeah, well, I don't use coctionary too often unless I'm trying to describe the origins of the word recoculus, which I've replaced. I'm trying to replace ridiculous with recoculus.
I think you might use this one. It's precocament.
Got a bit of a
All right, write that one down. Boy, you're in a bit of a program. Yes, I like that.
Yeah.
All right, Nick.
Nick, you made our night. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
All right, easy on the weed, okay, Nick?
I'm clean.
Okay.
I swear.
All right.
Goodbye.
All right. Why does that not work sometimes, Drew?
You hit it twice oftentimes.
Oh, if you hit it twice? Oh, okay.
Hit it twice,
Anyway.
it locks it.
All right, Sonia, you're 18. You're on LoveLine with Amanda de Cadenet.
Sonia.
Hi.
Yeah.
I guess my problem is for Dr. Drew.
Yes, ma'am.
I found, like, maybe it was last week, I think I found these pimples on my thighs. And it actually was a couple of weeks ago, I found these pimples on the upper inside of my thighs. And that's what I thought they were. I just figured, okay, well, I'm breaking out, in strange places. But they seem to be getting bigger.
Yeah, you can get little boils or abscesses down there. It's not that uncommon. They often start as infection in hair follicles. There are, it's kind of a complicated issue. I don't think this is the appropriate place to get into all the possibilities. I mean, there can be fistulas and from the rectum and all kinds of things that can look like
Could
boils.
be just ingrown hairs, though.
Well, but hair follicle, folliculitis is what starts it typically, and ingrown hair is another way to get a folliculitis.
I had a carbuncle on my ass
Should I get
once.
checked out?
Well, there are treatments for this, and yeah, it should be checked out. I mean,
Oh, wait a minute. It's the chafing center there, right? Sonia, how big a gal are you?
I'm about 110 pounds.
And you're 3'7"?
What? No, I'm like 5'4".
5'4". Oh, so there's not a lot of thigh rubbage going on.
No, not a lot.
Usually, where skin rubs on skin, oftentimes the hairs get irritated, and then they get abscessed, they get ingrown, and you get those little bumps.
It can happen, but that's an area that also can be fistulae and carbuncles and all kinds of other stuff. What's a
fistula?
Fistula.
I think I rented that last week.
Is basically a burrowing that comes from the rectum out to the skin. It's like an accessory sinus tract. They're very common.
Why would that be on the inside of your thighs then?
Because that's where they come out. It can come out rather than the perineum. It's not clear whether she's. I can't tell exactly what she's describing.
Hold on. What's the burrowing? How does that work?
That sounds like a parasite or something.
No. There can be fistulas. Some people form.
We don't know what a fistula is.
A hole that shouldn't be there.
That comes out from the rectum?
Yes.
How does that work? What are you talking about?
These things happen.
Drew, what do you mean? What are you? Does anyone know what Drew's? You don't know what Drew's talking about.
I really don't. I have to say.
All right, Drew, let me draw.
Your
draw
thing.
A picture. Shush. Here's the
fistula.
Here's the
what
anus.
a fistula looks like.
Right?
Fistula just means a connection, but from the inside and the outside. That's what a fistula means.
All right. So here's the butthole, right?
You're right.
Where
is that what your butthole looks like?
If this is
Mine's bigger.
If this is it, this is the colon. This is your outside world. Things can bypass that.
Oh, and it's come out there on the side.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't know what she's describing. It's always a possibility. There are glands down and around the labia that can get infected too. Bartholin's gland, that sort of thing. She may think it's in the thigh. It may actually be part of the.
Oh, I was just kind of getting concerned because they're getting.
It's
bigger,
also can be and they can get very infected sometimes.
How long have they been there?
It's been a couple of weeks, I think.
And are they getting bigger?
No, actually, they're staying the same size, but they got bigger from their original size.
So they are getting bigger.
Well, they have gotten bigger, but they're not getting any bigger than they are now.
All right,
one thing I've learned from doing this show for years is that people who aren't trained to describe skin problems aren't trained to describe skin. You can't tell what they're talking about. It's really hard. So here's what it could be, but they got to get it checked out. There's no way I can tell one.
I went to a dermatologist one time because I get this horrible shaving rash because I have the beard of a black man. I do. I have the hair of a black man.
You're very clean shaven tonight.
Actually, I did shave. Why did I shave? I never shave. But anyway,
another one of your clandestine interviews.
I have
projects.
And here's what the guy charged me $50 for. The dermatologist. He said, "Grow a beard." That was his advice to my shaving rash, so I guess it cannot be cured. But I did have a carbuncle on my ass one time, and I want you to know that I lanced it myself, and I was very successful.
How did you do that?
I had, and please, anyone under 16 should shut their radio off right now because this is a harrowing story. I had to get into such a position where
one of those yoga moves.
I had to pull a yoga move and use like an auxiliary mirror because there are just parts of your body that God put in places that He didn't want you to see.
You should not be looking at. Yeah.
Yes, God is no fool. He did not put your a-hole on your forehead because He knew you'd be looking at it every morning. There's certain things that He just meant for you not to see, and this place landed. This carbuncle landed right in the place I've never seen before. I was shocked when I saw this part of my body.
A perirectal abscess, which is another kind of these things that happen down there.
But I was like...
and they hurt, right?
Oh, it hurt. I couldn't walk.
Right. Okay.
I couldn't walk because it was on one cheek. And as I walked, and believe me, you really have no idea.
It was rubbing against your pants and stuff?
It was rubbing against the other cheek.
Oh, oof.
Oh. And first off, there's no sympathy for this amongst the friends.
No, especially the women.
Yeah, nobody.
I got a big boil on my butt.
I got a boil on my ass.
All right, I'll be seeing you.
I won't be coming into work today because I got a big festering boil on my ass. Believe me, there's no sympathy for this. It's really sad because it's one of the most painful ordeals I've ever went through, yet it got nothing but snickers and all-out guffaws.
And when you looked at it, how'd you feel? When you saw it?
I felt dirty.
Yeah.
I was like Ponce de Leon chasing that thing around. I had no idea where it was. I finally found it.
Ergo Vespucci.
And then came the lancing procedure. And let me
Which
tell
you
you,
did.
which I, of course.
Please, anybody listening, don't ever do anything like this.
I have lanced myself many a time on many
do not do
occasions
this.
in
Do
many
not
a
do this.
sensitive area
Do not
without
do
any
this.
difficulty. But
What else have you lanced?
later on, then I had this episode at I believe about 18 and a half or 19. I later, as an adult, somewhere around 30. 29, I believe, had the same thing, just a couple inches closer to the equator.
So it's a recurring thing you got going on.
I think you're getting fishling.
Well, listen, if you call once every 11 years, or twice every 11 years, or twice in 33 years, a rhythm.
Oh, you are going to be a disgusting old man.
I really am, and that's where you come in, Drew. You are going to be my Lancing bitch. Drew, come over and bring the lance and the handheld mirror and a bottle of Cutty Sark. This could be a long night. Oh boy! But when that thing went, I got up and when I drained that thing, I did what Rocky did. When Rocky got to the top of the stairs in Philadelphia.
Come on, sing it for us.
Gonna fly now. I was my arms up over the head in the bathroom.
Let's go.
I'll tell you, that was my version of having a child. I have no idea what childbirth is like, but I can only imagine via my fistula. Via My Fistula is the name of a good Spanish porn movie.
Yeah.
Hey, where do you live? 2608 Via My Fistula? You turn right
Come by for some lancing.
via the anus, and right there at the end, it's a cul-de-sac there. All right. I like when we just entertain ourselves on this show.
I'm sure that's all that's happening.
Kim.
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, you're 26.
I am?
Yeah.
So it says.
Hey, you're really funny. I like you.
All right, Kim.
I know, you're funny sometimes. No, you're funny all the time.
All right, Screwball, what's your question?
Wait, I want to tell Drew, too.
Yes, Kim.
Okay, Drew, I think you're sexy. You're sexy. You're good. You're sexy good.
All right, now put down the thesaurus and ask the question.
No, he's sexy in a Anthony Edwards got really convincing hair plugs kind of way.
Oh.
Yeah, look at that.
He is. That's
look
a
at
compliment.
that.
No, that's a compliment.
She's saying I need hair plugs.
No, your hair looks real, but that's what I'm saying. If he got hair that was like similar to yours,
All right.
it would be really convincing hair plugs.
Okay.
Anyways, I was going to ask your guest, Amanda. I don't even know if this is the right person. Were you the one that was rumored or actually dating Keanu Reeves? I don't know if that's true or not.
Oh man, I was hoping
that
this
a rumor?
one
That was a
wouldn't
long
come
time
up.
ago.
Well, that's an excellent question. I never heard about it, but I'm guessing. Oh, yes.
What? Are we still on that one? And we move on to the next one?
Oh, okay. So you did date Keanu.
Are we on the next one? Is she still there?
I got rid of
Is
her.
that a problem for her? I guess it was a problem for her. We're on LoveLines.
You're really scoring, man. Huh. I mean, you're good looking. There's no doubt about that.
Well,
but,
thank you.
But I mean, you're getting like the best looking guys in the world, and celebrity guys too. What is up with that?
I ride a motorcycle. It does have something to do with it.
It does it? I mean,
does.
I swear to God, do you
I go
think
riding
guys,
with them.
But guys get there's certain women that go out with celebrity guys, and I think part of the attraction, in a bizarre way, for some guys is they go, "Oh man, Keanu Reeves went out with her. It would be great if I could go out with her." Or John Taylor went out with her. I know it sounds weird, but only guys could think this way. But I think
I think women think that way too a little bit.
Actually, you're right.
Yeah.
But I wonder if there's an element of that.
It's
not that
territorial.
baffling. You're plenty attractive and plenty young. It's just what other good-looking guys you got? So we just look like hell tonight.
No, I'm having a good time, you know.
Okay.
I'm having a laugh and laugh. Sorry, I'm having a laugh. You know?
But after staring at those good-looking guys for all that time, it's got to be a little disappointment coming in here.
It's not. I like I like all kinds of guys.
Am I too unattractive for you to date?
No.
No,
You're
really?
Not, actually.
Maybe quite a step
you're
down
making
for
me
you.
laugh.
Oh, okay.
That's a big thing.
All right. You see that? That damn Keanu. He's no life of the party.
Oh, he is.
I just tell him, listen, Keanu, stop talking. Take your shirt off and shake your ass a little, honey. Is that how the
No,
relationship
he's not
went?
that guy.
He's not?
No.
Okay. All right.
Enough Keanu speak. What else have we got?
Okay, I'm glad someone brought it up. I had no idea. All right,
See, discretion is key.
Yeah, you went out a little, you broke up, everything's fine though, right? He's not gay or nothing, everything's good.
Everything's good.
Okay, all right. Oh, you may still be going out with him.
He's on tour.
Oh, he's on tour?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, when are we going to have Dogfish in here?
Dogfish, Dog Star.
When are we going to have the Dog Star in here?
Get Dog Star in here.
Well, we're supposed to have him.
They actually said they didn't want to come on.
Oh, they don't want to come on.
Yeah.
Really?
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what's up with that band. They wanted to come on a while ago. Wasn't it like, I don't know, 8-9 months ago, Keanu was going to come in and be on the show, and then they're not, then they are, and then they will, but they don't want to talk about this or that. And it's like, listen, I don't give a rat's ass. You want to come on?
Their final
Come
word
on.
was no, they don't want to come on.
All right, good.
They're working.
Good. Then they can kiss
They're
my ass. All right, we'll be back with, we'll find out. I think Amanda Maeve went out with Leif Garrett in 79 as well.
I was about 5 at that point.
Don't worry. Leif worked the room.
So I hear.
All right, Drew, how's the phone call going back there? Okay, he's got a sick patient. All right, we'll be back.
LoveLine will be right back. LoveLine will be right back after we kill the singer.
Oh, no, go ahead. Sorry.
Hi, this is Barry White. You're listening to LoveLine.
All right, and tonight we have the white English female Barry White, Amanda de Cadenet, is here. She's been with all the celebrities and has.
God, I think it's time for me to go.
Oh, please, man, come on.
You've heard 2.
Go back to the English accent. The movie Fall, which came out last Friday, is in the major cities, and you may want to take a look at that because Amanda's in it. And then The Hunger she has coming out at the end of the summer, and that's one of those Showtime movies, I guess.
Yes, it's a series called The Hunger, and it's different directors directed each segment, and I did one of those.
And what is the part in that?
A woman who is married, who is desperately unhappy and seeking enjoyment elsewhere, and is slightly psychotic.
Did we get to see the other side of your breast in that, perhaps?
I don't.
What is up
No
with
breast
these
in that
guys?
one.
Wow. I'll tell you, there's. I don't like the writing that's going on these days. True, with the puss and a mouthful of popcorn contributing to the show. All right, where were we? Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. LoveLine, Adam Carolla, Dr. Drew, and it's back to the phones we go. Michelle, 15.
Okay, I have 2 problems, and the first one they told me to use, but I don't know, the second one's more important.
What's the second one?
Okay, it's third party, but I'm really scared that my friend who has been anorexic for about a year now is going to die, and like we all are.
Why? What's happening now?
Well, she's contemplated suicide 3 times besides the anorexic thing.
Right.
And anyway, it started off like a few years ago, and her mom started telling her that she needed to lose weight. Well, she thought she wanted to lose weight. She's been dieting since she was 11, I think.
Wow.
And this year, her mom's been telling her that, oh, yeah, you can lose a little more weight, and all she does is exercise, and, you know, she eats maybe half a sandwich.
Now, how much does she weigh? Do you know?
Well, at the beginning of the school year, she weighed 140, I think, and now she weighs 104. And
how tall is she?
Oh, let's see, about 5'3".
What makes you think she's...
So that's light, but that's not, at 5'3", it's not dangerous.
Well, she doesn't eat. And anyway, towards the end of the school year, she started getting to where she was eating, and she started eating a lot, and we're like, okay, she's getting better. But whenever she was having problems, we went to the counselor, and that's why we thought, because she was seeing a counselor then, and her parents were aware of it. And anyway, everybody thought she was getting better. But now we're finding out that then she was using laxatives, and she's continuing to do so now.
Okay.
So even though she does eat, it's passing straight through her body.
Well, it does not pass straight. That's a crazy myth about laxatives. All laxatives do is dehydrate you.
Yeah.
Okay.
They do?
That's all they do. That's it. And they screw with the kidney function quite substantially, and they mess up your electrolytes.
Oh, don't they soften your stool?
All they do is prevent water from being absorbed from your colon.
So then it stays in and somehow softens things?
No, it causes. You don't know what osmosis is, but it causes an osmotic load in the colon.
I do know what osmosis is.
And so water stays in the colon as opposed to being absorbed into the body, and so you lose water through the colon. That's it. That's all it does.
All right, but you take a laxative for what purpose?
To make stool softer and move quicker through the colon.
Thank you. All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it draws water to the colon and does not let the body absorb it.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. And I mean, you've got somebody with that's not the issue. The issue is that this is an evolution of bulimia anorexia, and that is a potentially life-threatening problem. It actually sounds like she's fairly early in the course, but you have every right to be very, very concerned about this and take this seriously. She is under someone's care, though, right?
Huh?
She's
under her parents' care, both of them, and
No. You said she was seeing somebody, a counselor?
She stopped because her parents thought she was well.
Well, anorexia bulimia is a chronic condition. It never goes away completely.
Well,
and it has, in more severe cases, it has about a 1 in 5 chance of killing people. You have every right to be worried about her. It sounds like there's a lot more going on here than just the eating disorder. She's tried suicide. She's depressed. See to it that she gets appropriate care. The parents intervening.
Oh, her mother encourages her.
Michelle, the parents are really a big part of the problem in this kind of pathology. Big part of the problem.
All right, but really, all you can do is be her friend and tell her what you're
can't change
thinking.
it, but recognize that it's a family disorder. And although your friend is the identified patient, the whole system's messed up. So relying on the parents to take care of that kind of a child is a big mistake.
Are there counselors at school?
No, and I got rid of her. Are they school counselors?
Yeah, but she just talked to the parents and had her bring her to a psychiatrist.
Good. That's the right thing to do.
Brilliant. Is this a big problem in England like it is here, or do you hear as much about it?
Eating disorders.
I think it's a problem everywhere. I mean, the media portrays an image of women that you have to be looking a certain way, and it really messes a lot of people up. You know,
Well, you want to get Keanu, you gotta.
What?
You gotta fit into that bikini. Yeah.
Keanu in my bikini?
There's a lot of.
I don't think so.
No. I'm saying if you want to haul in a catch like that, you have to look good poolside, and there's a lot of.
Yeah, it's just about the way you look.
I know these superficial celebrity types. Me, I'd take you. I don't care how big you got. I would take you.
Well, if all else fails, maybe I'll be back.
When you
I
get
don't think
tired
so,
of the pretty
but,
boys, you come on over to Papa.
All right. You might be waiting quite a while, though.
That's all right. I've
You'll have
worked
a couple
out.
more of those things on your butt by then.
Yeah,
maybe.
somehow, Adam, I'm missing the tension that you have with Jennifer Grey.
Oh, the sexual tension?
It's not there.
Yeah, Jennifer Grey.
You're playing the
me.
same game, but it's not there tonight.
Clearly, Amanda does not, and I don't expect it after.
You're my stern but groovy master, Adam.
So you see what Jennifer Grey thought of me? But she's really been with a pedigreed type of guy. Jennifer went out with schlocky guys from Hollywood and alcoholic producers
great,
and stuff.
Yes, Adam.
That's so funny. You have that on tape.
Oh yes, no.
So professional.
Oh yeah. Oh, we run a
Got it
tight
all
ship
going
here.
on here.
Oh please. Oh, speaking of professional, somebody sent in. I wanted to play this because we played it once a couple nights ago, but it's worth replaying. Somebody sent in the Adam Carolla shuffle. We've heard the Dr. Drew Boogie, the Dr. Drew shuffle, and I got some emails saying they wanted to rehear this. A lot of the folks. So it's on a CD. Engineer Mike, is that thing queued up?
Yeah, the guy's name is Chris Nelson.
Chris Nelson.
He even has a website where you can get this.
Oh my God!
And he produced this and put it on a CD and sent it in.
Yeah.
Oh, this technology is really getting scary.
You could be your own record producer.
All right, why don't we play it?
And record company.
We'll give his little website a shout out after it, and if you like it, you can pull it off of that. All right, without any further ado, the Adam Carolla shuffle. I have a beef with Engineer Mike. He is the fire starter. These are actually all insulting to me. Adam sucks. Adam is a loser. I took baths with my sister like into my late 20s. I took baths with Dr. Drew like into my late 20s. My boyfriend and I have sex at least twice a week, and he doesn't wear a condom. I was 15 and having sex with 24-year-old men via the computer. I put my hand down Dr. Drew's pants. Then the orgasms come fast and frequent. Where does my penis end and where does his begin? And whose nuts are these anyway? I love schlong. You faggot? That's something my mom would say. Sex with mom, it's weird. I was in the deep end of a swimming pool, and I was cornered by two haunchy elderly women who beat me with my own genitalia.
By the way, he'd always describe his mother and grandmother as haunchy.
Engineer Mike, shut off Drew's microphone. I molested a youngster on a couple of occasions. Here's what my shrink told me. Faggot better run. I put the snake in the dog's ass. Here's what my shrink told me. My mom
beat the gay out of him.
I don't wax my butt, and I do not shave my butt. I have pruned my butt on occasion. Could I drink the contents of Dr. Drew's penis? I'm Adam Carolla. I wanted to explore my ass over there. How big is your butt? Drew looks cool, but Adam looks like a dork.
Adam, please.
Adam, please.
Engineer Mike, shut off my microphone. Oh boy, what? Well, we have quite a creative audience here, and if you want that website number, it is www.mtn.org/nrev1. Is that right? I don't know what the computer is.
That's a tilde.
A tilde.
What's
okay.
a tilde?
It's an almost sign.
Oh, it's not an N. All right, so it's org/tilde rev1/remix.html. Oh, please, no one's going to remember that. All right, Amanda de Cadenet is here tonight. She's well, I want her because now I know where she's been, and it's just
Where have I been? You don't really know.
Well, I know enough.
You think you know.
All right, go back with the English accent, please.
Keep on forgetting, all right?
There you go.
All right. Are you going to be easy on me now?
I certainly will. Kimberly, 20.
Hey.
Hey.
I'm going to be married in a year, and I'm engaged right now. And I don't know, this is from a girl's perspective, I guess. And I know my sex life is great, but I want to stop. Because I want to just, the day of our wedding, I want him just to really want me. And, when he takes the veil off, I want, that night, I want it just to be just totally wonderful. But I don't know how to...
Just be careful. Just the way you're talking about this, I don't see how that night can ever be fulfilling. I mean, you're setting yourself up for disappointment.
I got to warn you, I've been to some weddings, and the veil comes out in front of the family and God and everyone right there in the church. So... please have him hold off another 10, 15 minutes so you guys make it into the limo.
Well, I mean, you know what I mean. It's just from a girl's view. It's something sentimental, and I ruined that opportunity, and...
Why do you think you ruined it?
Well, because I wanted to save myself till I was married, and, I'm happy that I'm with someone that I love, but still that night, I wanted just to give him the time of his life,
But you know what? It will be. If you guys get married because you truly love each other, then that night will be special because it's the day that you got married, and it's the night that you're celebrating that.
So we want to wait,
And also, nothing disturbs me more than all these wonderful weddings and lousy marriages. I mean, what you're really going to give him is the rest of his life, not one night. Don't worry about that night or that.
What's wrong with her, upping the ante a little bit?
That's all right.
Putting a little fire under him. But when did you say you wanted to stop?
Well, it doesn't matter, like a couple months in advance. I mean, we have a wonderful communication. Our relationship's wonderful. He's deaf, and, our communication is just awesome.
What do you do?
I signed to him.
All right, he's already had his hearing taken away from him. Now you're going to...
He's proud of that. He's really proud of being deaf.
All right, but now you're going to take this away? Hasn't the man suffered enough? I guess that's my angle.
No, I love him, and we have an awesome communication.
How do you sign, you'll get no more?
You'll get no more? I can't do it right now.
If
you can check out my webpage. I have a webpage.
No, please. I'm tired of this.
If you've already been, making love with him, then there's no reason for you really to stop. I wouldn't stop right before your wedding. It might bring a few problems.
But you think it's all right to stop, let's say if you're getting it on 4 times a week and you stop that week and the wedding's on a Saturday or something, that's okay.
That makes sense. Suggesting that she wants to stop a few months beforehand.
Well, that's not going to last.
You don't think so?
No.
Why do you don't really need to do that?
Because I love that closeness that we have with each other, and that's just
you have that anyway,
but
whether you're making love or not.
Yeah, you can't trick him into intimacy, Kimberly.
What's there today will be there when you get married. It's not gonna, it's not gonna be.
I just really want him. I just want, when he stands there and.
We're hip to your plan, but we don't like the way it sounds because it sounds as if you're going to sort of cajole him into being more passionate and more intimate.
No, I can't. He's so passionate.
All right. Well, if he can't get any
Just
more
enjoy
passionate, then
then what's the big deal? What are you trying to do to him?
Because it's that one night. I just want it to be special. Like
It will be special. It's the night.
All right.
It's your wedding night.
this
it will
is
be.
she's trying to
Kimberly,
regain her virginity.
You need
That's
a
what it
reality
is.
test. She needs to be look at your relationship realistically. Okay, it's wonderful to create a little fantasy around the wedding, but recognize you're doing that.
Oh, we've
And-
been together for a year, and we've already, we have a really good communication.
Kim, you can't hear anything we're saying. I'm just asking you to look at reality for what it is. And then you can wrap a little fantasy around that if you want, but the fantasy is fantasy. And if you have a good reality, that's great. Rely on that. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Good luck.
I give it a week.
Give it a week?
Give it a week before.
You guys are great.
All right, Kimberly.
Gracias.
All right. And some sort of midweek oral pleasure, just so he doesn't rape you right there in the church in front of everyone. Am I right, Amanda?
You're right.
All right.
You're always right.
All of my most sensitive areas were inflamed.
Really? Loveline will be right back to deal with inflamed, sensitive areas.
Hello, my name's Dickie Barrett.
My name's Joe Gittleman.
We're in the Mighty Mighty Bosstones, and you're listening to LoveLine
with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
Oh, yes. Engineer Mike, were our mics on in here, or you just reading our minds, or?
We were talking about the Bosstones.
How weird is that, Amanda?
Oh, there you go.
Dickie from the Bosstones just called at about 11:30, and they're in town because they're here for the what festival is that? The what? No, not the Horde. The Warped. We have
Not
to start.
the Lilith Festival.
They have the Lilith Festival, the
All women.
Horde Festival, the Warped.
Lollapalooza.
Oh, Susan Bacon's coming. Oh, great. Oh, good. I'm a fan of hers. And you have Lollapalooza, but here's the deal. Do you have to name the tour after a word that doesn't exist in the English language so nobody can ever remember it? I'm sitting there going, the Horde, Warped, Lollapalooza. Let's just call it like the A tour, the B tour, or the number 3
No one
tour.
would want to be on the B tour. They don't want to be on the A tour.
All right, but with the Horde and the Warped and the Lollapaloozas and all this other kind of stuff, the Lilith, there's a word I've never said my entire life. And now you have to recall it and say it on the air all the time. I can barely pronounce it. It's an acronym. All right. Well, come up with an acronym that means something.
Now, Lilith is a goddess.
Yeah, like no, sir. Or Sandal, Shop Teachers Against Nail-Driving Lesbians. Now, there's an organization I was involved with for a while. All right, where were we? Yes, Amanda de Cadenet is here. She's quite the international ingenue. She is a lover of sports cars, a lover of motorcycles, a lover of celebrity men. She's an actress. I bet you must sing or write some poetry as well.
Neither.
No.
No.
You're just an but you were like did you model at some point in your career?
I modeled when I was 15, but I was always I was never slim enough to be a successful model.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes,
I liked eating too much.
All right, good. That's healthy.
Yeah, it is. Healthy girl.
Yeah. Well, you still made money, you still got a nice car, and you still got the guys. So
Oh, well,
screw
then
those-
life is good.
Yeah, screw them.
That's all we want.
Well, you don't have to starve yourself to
That's right.
enjoy the spoils of life.
Absolutely.
Monica.
Yeah.
Hey, you're 20.
Yeah.
Hey.
My boyfriend and I broke up in January. Actually, he broke up with me. And I was miserable. I still am, actually. And then 2 months ago, I got this idea to have one of my friends go out with him and dump him. And then he was supposed to, crawl back to me, and realize how great I was.
Yeah.
You fell in love with your friend, no?
My friend fell in love with him, yeah.
That's amazing. Who would have thought?
And now...
Whose suggestion was it to go out with him and dump him? Was that your...
It was mine. I got her to do it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was a stupid move.
Did she have sex with him and stuff?
No. Well, I don't know because
She left that part out.
No, I don't talk to her. And I don't really talk to him anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. But I kind of want to call him and tell him the only reason that she went out with him was because I made her.
All right, well, let's do
probably won't
that.
make a difference.
And by the way, if you want, I can have Amanda go wrestle him away from her because men are powerless in her presence.
Yeah, go have her do that for me.
Could you do that? Do you do that stuff? Is there a few bucks in it for her? Because she'll do it.
Monica, how long ago did this happen?
No one else's boyfriends. I don't want anyone else's boyfriends.
It happened I set him up about 2 months ago, so it's been about 2 months because...
You need to let this go. It's done. They're involved with each other, right?
Yeah.
And
you have to look at it like a good thing, like, you know,
What,
like
they
you
both
help.
It worked.
No, maybe it worked. Maybe that they're supposed to be together. Maybe that's a nice thing that you've done.
No.
But listen, Monica, let's just suppose, here, let's do a little recreation of the phone call. What's the guy's name?
Matt.
All right, I'll be Matt. Don't date any guy's name Matt, Dirk, or Todd, by the way, ladies. They're always troublemakers. All right, here you go. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, Adam. Hello, this is Matt.
Matt.
Oh, Monica?
Yeah.
I thought I dumped you. What do you want?
Well, you know, Lisa, that you're dating.
Oh, yeah.
My ex-friend.
Yeah,
Well,
she's hot.
the only reason she's dating you is because
Hold on. Lisa, yeah, it's Monica on the phone. Yeah.
I'll be right out, honey.
Draw me a bath. Okay, go ahead.
the only reason she's going out with you is because I made her.
Yeah, you made her?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Oh,
I
no.
love this woman.
I think he'd be upset, though.
Well, you asked her to go out with me? Because
Yeah,
why? You wanted to get back at me?
Yeah, because she said you were ugly before I made her go out with you.
All right. Well, I must have a great personality or a huge penis because she's here to stay.
You really think that would happen?
No, yes. Guys don't care.
Oh, my God.
What does he care? He likes Lisa.
Yeah, well,
All right.
sort of.
All right, Monica.
That's not sort of, Monica.
He's into her.
That's where he is now. That's what he's doing. That's
The
not
guy is not for
sorta.
you. Any guy that goes out with your friend, even if you asked her to do it or not, is not for you. Just forget about him.
Or just let it go?
Absolutely.
Okay.
He is not worth it.
You know what I'd love to do? I would love to take the average life, find your just average guy on his deathbed and break down the amount of hours spent on projects like this. You've got 6 years worth of hemming and hawing over things you couldn't control. You have 37 months, 4 days, and 15 hours worth of trying to control other people's lives that didn't want to be controlled, and ultimately you never did it anyway. I mean, how much of your life, your precious life, your short time here on this planet, do you spend trying to manipulate others and trying to figure out ways to fool other people into doing stuff that they don't really want to do, and you don't even want them to do it? It's just going to make you feel better about yourself for about 10 minutes before you feel like ass
You can't do it. You
for
gotta
doing
give
it.
up.
Let's
You
just
gotta
all
give
let
it up.
that go.
Yeah, you've got to give it up. It's a waste of time. You cannot control.
Amanda, take a deep breath with me, and let's just blow that right out, okay?
All right, you're
ready?
Okay.
All right. See, you do what
There
you
you
like
go.
with Keanu. I'll do my thing. It's all
fine.
good, baby.
It's all good.
That's cool.
What exactly is yours?
I'm gonna go home.
We've let that go.
Masturbate to Keanu getting it on with
what I figured.
Amanda.
Yeah,
That's mine. Hey, Ione.
Yes, senor.
Hey, you're 28, my little senorita.
You are so cool.
Thank you.
Tell you what, I'd sit Shiva on a woman that would act like that with somebody else's boyfriend.
You would.
Yes, I would.
Just make her head grow in the ground like an onion.
I'll tell you what, and then stomp on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you been dipping into the Manischewitz tonight, Ione?
No, I have not.
No.
And I'm in Scottsdale, Arizona,
All right.
and my little brother.
Wait a minute.
somewhere
They
in
allow
California.
do they allow Jews in Scottsdale now?
Yes, they do, and
Oh,
they
good.
welcome them.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes, we've got a Torah at the door.
It's right out there at the edge of town. Welcome,
Come on
Jews.
in. Please, sit Shiva with us and wait for the rest.
Oh, you are nutty. This
Yes,
days
I am.
long.
But my little brother is somewhere in California. He's 15.
Uh-huh.
My mother is going to prison, just like
Really?
Symington. I want to get rid of these people who defraud banks and use different identities. I want to get rid of them.
I knew it had to be white-collar crime.
Yeah,
the
that's
Jews
right.
don't get into that holdups
And don't
that
marry
kind of stuff.
a blue-collar man if you're in
please.
a white-collar crime family. Don't do it.
What happened?
You won't be accepted.
All right, what are you asking from me?
I want to know if there's any way I can get custody of my brother. He's 15. He's in California. I'm in Arizona.
Who's taking care of him now?
Evidently, my mother is.
But she's going in.
Yeah, she's going as of July. She gets sentenced in like 2 weeks.
And nobody knows where.
Nothing, and I'm the only relative of.
Where's your dad or his father?
He's out there. He's gone. He's gone. He's not even part of the picture. He's gone.
Well, somebody must be planning something for this child.
I have heard nothing. I've been talking to the U.S. Attorney's Office, the FBI. I mean, I've been talking to everybody. I went there for the trial. I was a defense witness.
Wait a minute. Why does this sound familiar?
Because I talked to you before, Adam, and you hung up on me.
Uh-oh.
Dr. Drew wasn't there.
Get ready for deja vu. Tony.
No, that was
Be
when
prepared.
I called about the trial.
I
but
knew my
she's
my
in
hang-up finger was getting a little itchy. Its spidey sense was tingling.
Oh, you know what?
Come on,
my
take another deep
sister-in-law
breath.
is friends of Dr. Drew.
Your
With
sister-in-law.
Debbie Dallas and, what's his name? Jeremy something or other.
All right, now hold on a second. If memory serves, you called this show maybe 8-9 months ago and told approximately the
Yes,
same
in
story.
November. In November, but she was indicted. She didn't get sentenced. She
Right.
wasn't convicted now.
Drew, this
She's been
doesn't sound
convicted.
familiar?
She was written up in the LA Times, man.
All right.
She's in the LA Times.
Yeah,
This
right.
is a real thing.
All right.
You want to mess with me? I'll fax with you tomorrow.
Listen, Ione, I think the kid may be better off on the street turning tricks than he would be hanging out with you in Arizona. If he a career in gay porn at 15 would be a better alternative.
He's never had a real man in his life. He's never
Well,
had
look, Ione, but you're a little nutty, and he's vulnerable
No, I'm
now.
not. I'm mad at my mother because of what she did.
All right, but you're mad at the world, aren't you?
No, I'm not. I'm actually a very balanced. I take care of disability people.
Right, they don't know the
Arizona.
difference.
Look, you've looked into it. What can we say? I mean, if you're the appropriate person
What did Drew to do? Kick in a door and flash his tin and grab the kid? We don't know what the hell's going on. You talk to the...
You've spoken to all the authorities, and they, I'm sure, are trying to arrange some kind of custody for this child.
They won't tell me what's going to happen to my brother.
Well, but there's a reason for that.
Take that as a sign. Take that as a sign. This woman called us 9 months ago and with the same question. And here's what happened. She goes in and talks to the DA, and they go, oh, gee, I don't know. And then as soon as the door closes, okay, security? Listen, I'll raise the kid myself. Please, let's work on the emancipation papers immediately. Yeah, they don't want this guy going to Arizona and hanging out with that nutty Ione.
Well, they want the process, I'm sure, to go forward.
All right. We'll be back.
Meanwhile, as the faceless evil closes in on the hapless, sleeping populace across town in a shanty one-bedroom, an old woman feeds her parakeet.
Come on, Chirpy, have some cheese. You love cheese. Since when are you afraid of cheese?
LoveLine will be right back.
Oh, yeah, right there.
It's LoveLine on WEBN.
This has been LoveLine. The opinions expressed herein are not necessarily limo service for LoveLine guests provided by Fox Limousine. And it certainly wasn't for me. LoveLine producer Ann Wilkins.
This broadcast was copyright 1997 Westwood One Entertainment. This music is MXPX on Tooth and Nail Records.
Sit, Obo. Obo, stop dragging your butt across the carpet.